Hey guys, Mike, Black Rifle Coffee. As you know, I own a company called Fieldcraft Survival focused on all things preparedness. We have an equipment line, and I don't want to hard sell you on these products. I mean, you should know about them already. But what I want to talk to you about is the idea of loadout and the importance of having things partitioned based on circumstance. We often default to our bags, and whatever that bag might be, it might not be setting you up for success. I mean, if you think about it right now, what's the bags that you use for travel? What are the bags that you use for overlanding? What are the bags that you use for camping? Those all could be different variations of bags and equipment. And I want you to think about your vehicle as the bug out platform that transports logistics, that allows you to get out of the bad situation into a good. So we need to pay attention to what's loaded in our rigs, and that could benefit your overlanding, adventuring, traveling, or whatever. It just happens to be one and the same. That's why I love overlanding. I love overlanding while we're at Overland Expo every single year. If you're like me, I like to pack my loadout bags and I have them standing by. And I use them for overlanding and camping, but I also have them in my rig just in case. A combination of goose gear, which is the drawer systems that I like, and then the right equipment in the loadout is what I integrate, and that doesn't change for me. Let me introduce you to a couple of my bags that we use when we're thinking about this integration, and I want to demonstrate to you what the best use of these bags would be. So the first bag is the 20 liter. We break them down in size. A 20 liter is like a man-packable everyday carry version. That's why it says EDC 0101. That's important. That might be my bag. That's what I carry every single day, but it's close and accessible to me in my rig. This would be the bag that I put on the passenger seat, which wouldn't, I mean, as closed, wouldn't take up that much real estate in the floor space right here. One of the things that we did for this particular bag, which I was adamant about, is the ability to use this in a sling load type setup to allow you to sling it like this across your back or across your shoulder and then across your back, because we have attachment points on the bottom as well. I want you to do that because I've integrated both survival and med in every pack with no excuse not to have it on hand. This, by the way, makes a perfect range bag. I got my SIG P365, my Black Rifle Coffee, my Anthem snacks, beef jerky, all my survival stuff. Got some first aid in addition to the stuff I have in the pouch. I got some wool socks. And what I do is, this is my, hey, crap's just hit the fan, I'm grabbing this bag and going, because it's the most readily accessible. It's also the most convenient to carry. I would use this for a range bag as well. You could pack out a truck gun in this. I mean, a BCM law tactical folder, a sub gun, a SIG MPX could fit inside of this conveniently. And I purposely and intentionally made it that size. I also put these, which are integratable med and survival pouches, also general purpose, to where you could build this out how you want to. Again, with preparedness in mind. Preparedness integration in mind. Got a 40 liter here. This is double the capacity. But what is this used for? Well, this is a more robust level of preparedness. So this would be behind my center console, right behind the center console on the ground, where my passengers in the back would sit, but in between them. Because this is more load bearing. I have the ability to pull these with load bearing cross straps. This is backpack straps, to be able to carry a more robust level of my loadout. Now in my overland vehicle, depending on which one it is, like my Land Cruiser out front, I could see it from here, this would be in here with all my camping stuff. This would be my camping stuff. This would be the stuff that I live out. This is your cutting board. This is your camp stove. This is my food. And again, no excuse, I always got survival and med with me. This is heavier than my 20 liter, and not the bag that I'm going to bug out, because this is the staples in haste. This is a little bit more deliberate. So I did that more load bearing because that's like the overland camp stuff. In addition to this, I have the 80, which is double the capacity of that. The 80, like these bags, have a slick surface in the bottom of them where you can carry all your dirty stuff. This is clean, and the 80 is dirty. If I'm carrying maintenance, ropes, recovery gear, shackles, tire repair kits, all of that stuff is going inside of that 80 liter dirty bag. And in the case of my Land Cruiser, I have it on the top of my roof in my Yakima storage container. I might have it in the back of my truck. It doesn't need to be readily accessible. In a way, I don't want it readily accessible because it's likely the kit that I'm going to when I'm stuck in the mud and need access to the recovery strap that I'm gonna put on the front bumper anyway. And so being outside of the rig is no problem. So 20 sitting next to me, readily accessible, quick to bug out. 40, a little bit more deliberate, something behind my center console. Maybe my passenger can grab that on the way out. And then my 80 on top or in the back of my truck with all the dirty. That's where I'll put my dirty clothes. That's where I'll put my dirty shackles. That's where I'll put anything that I wanna pull out, reverse this, and spray it out with a garden hose. This is not for that. So this whole concept and idea is with preparedness in mind. That's why all the integration of med and survival exist in the 2040 and the 80 to organize your gear and equipment. In special operations and contracting, and now even in the civilian world, what you don't see is practical use of specific bags in specific circumstances. What you see is like a guy using a JanSport or a Walmart bag or North Face bag, and they're using it to integrate into their vehicle with no intended purpose specifically. Guys, loadout is super important. These are the things that are gonna save my butt. This isn't just for a rig, but this is for travel. This is for your safe house. This is for your everyday carry. Start thinking like this to organize your equipment the best way you know how, and all of the things that paint the picture of your life and your routines. Until next time, stay alert, stay alive.